That's right, we're back. I am your game master, Adam, and this is Cinematic Epic, the Golden Tournament. As you saw, we have a new intro, which means we have a whole new way to peer pressure Derek into making more music. He did it to himself, the fool! But welcome to Cinematic Epic. Cinematic Epic is a tabletop role-playing game where there are three primary ways to tell the story. There's the story that I weave as the game master. There is the story that the dice tell with every 20 and every 1. And of course, there is the intricate narratives that the players bring to the table. What NPCs they befriend, who they betray, and all sorts of things. There's one more important rule when it comes to Cinematic Epic, and that is, you're always welcome to try. Doesn't mean you'll succeed, but it sure is a lot of fun. One of the other ways we set the scene is through tabletop audio. Tabletop audio is a fantastic resource to use, whether you're online like us, or you are at your tabletop at home. Different music, scene setting, from dungeons to forests, all of that kind of stuff. It's wonderful. Now, normally, I'd have I'd tell you what happened last time on Cinematic Epic, but this is the start of a new season. And so everything's new. We've got new systems. We've got new characters. We have a new player. In fact, I think it's time to bring those players on in and say hello. How are we doing? There we go. Season 3.
Yes.
Nervous.
What?
Oh.
Nervous? What am I nervous for?
Oh, look.
What
it's a
fresh
whole...
trauma are we going to be going through now?
Oh.
Look. He gets it.
fair.
Ian gets it because now that we're in season 3, it means there's a whole new slew of episodes for me to bring about the end of characters and the wonderful best color ever, the red lights of death. But before we can get into our campaign, we do have to know who is everybody. So we'll start off with Alicia.
Yes.
Who we playing?
So, I was going to say, my name is Alicia, of course. I will be playing the character Fala. She is a Neridari, adventurer, gallivanter. And I know that means nothing to you, but stay with me. She is 6 feet tall, from lunar port, covered in blue-green hardened fish scales with webbed hands and feet. She is both nervous and excited about the tournament, and I will say definitely determined to make the best of it and hopefully win.
All right, I like it. I like it a lot. We've got some fresh fish to fry.
See, we didn't have to say all that.
I think we do.
Boo. Boo.
Up next, and new to their character intros, we have Niru.
Hi, I'm Niru, and I'll be playing the character Mina Graves. She's an Entkin, and she comes from the evergreen island of Mistkeep, but she's been recently sailing the seas with some pirates. And she is 6'4", with deep emerald green eyes, and her skin is very unique, with a bark-like pattern, with intricate engravings. And so far, the tournament has been intriguing for her, but she's pretty restless. She can feel the winds shifting, and with them, alliances.
It's gonna come down to a whole lot of things in this tournament, but I think she just might have the thick enough skin to make it through the tournament. Next up, you know him, you love him, unless you're nervous and then you're confused by why he would leave you. It's Ian.
Oh my goodness, that hurts. Hi, everybody. My name is Ian, and I will be playing the character Healith. Healith is a human. He is a Cerberus He is the Guardian class, he is a Cerberus of the Guardian class, and he is a human. He is from Norlock, which is the northern portions of Keep Kolok in their fields. He is 6'3", he's very tall, he's pretty lanky, and he's got bright green eyes. He is both nervous and determined. The Golden Tournament is his chance to do what he believes is right. So, he's excited and nervous for it.
Yeah,
We all
nervous.
tall.
Yeah, well, sometimes you just get the party's got to correct, right? We've had some really short parties. This time, everyone's on the roller coaster. No one's just gonna sit and watch. Potentially, because we do have James up next, bringing out our party, rounding us off.
That's me. I'm James, and tonight I'll be playing a comma, right? He is a pioneer. He's a harbinger of the pioneer class from Veloma. He's a Stygian, and he's 5'8" with bright green eyes, and he has markings reminiscent of tattoos that run from his right hand up to his face, and he wears a half face mask. He comes here to the Golden Tournament with the that's a nice little roll right there. He comes here to the tournament with the hopes of his people riding on his actions in this tournament to try to find a way, so he's got a lot on him.
A lot on his shoulders. Can he bear the weight? Only time is going to tell, because there are a lot of episodes from now till the finale fall. But to continue on and get us closer to the start of the session, we're going to jump into our first little preamble where we just go over how much gold everyone has, how much, where everyone is as far as all of that's concerned. And the party is, not the richest. The event so far that they have been through has not been paying, because that is not what it's for. It's, in fact, you've been paying to compete. Some of you are barely making it by, having to take odd jobs just to get the payment to make it to the next round. But without further ado, with no more waiting, so begins episode 1 of season 3. Each one of you finds yourself back in the fighter's dugout, having just fought matches, tests, trials, for what feels like days, with how excruciating some of them have been. Each one of you had been solo for a long time throughout this process of trying to qualify through the free agent process. But it's brutal. Crowds of people compete for just 5 slots. On many occasions, each one of you has come close to having to take a life just to continue on. At this point so far, you've all narrowly avoided having to do so. However, this last jaunt for each one of you was excruciating. Thala, you find yourself sitting next to the entryway, peering out back into the arena where you had just been pulled from, clutching a small scale. It means something to you, as it was the last time you had seen one of your friends before they attempted to leave the safety of the home you know. As you see some of the other people shifting around, you keep this item close to yourself, because you haven't been treated well in the Golden City. It feels like everyone's always glancing over or sneering or wanting to know where or what type of Neradari you are. Mina, you sit above a person. You don't even know their name. They were helping you, though. But just now, not 10 seconds ago, their life was ended. No effort that you put in could save them. You just look at their frail, still, broken body. You might not have made it through the last round if not for them. The spear that pierced their lungs and broke their ribs was aimed towards you. But you hear that the arena starts to beckon again, and you can't let yourself mourn. Hirlith, you sit there, shaking a bit. He was alive last you saw him, but your hands still drip from the blood of your last opponent in the arenas. You can reaffirm yourself. Of course, it was him or me, and you did your best not to kill him. But he moved. Why would he move that way? And you watched as your polearm punctured through chest, as he slid down, and he sat there, his chest against your hand, gasping, before you backed off, almost losing grip of your spear. But the blood still coats your hands. What is this? Akama. For the most part, these games have felt interesting to you. Each one of them their own little puzzle, their own little mechanisms to figure out, from contests of dexterity to strength to combat, and each time you found a way to be in the right spot, to do the right thing, to avoid the scariest of opponents, and you find yourself here getting ready, excited, because again, you hear that arena beginning to swell again, beginning to ask for more. You hear the shuffling of feet as people go back to their seats. You hear the horns begin to blow to signify the next round needs to start. There's more knife work need doing. The only other person who sits in this dugout with you is a man in the corner, hooded. You didn't get the chance to see them fight, but they're here nonetheless. A voice booms from the crowd as it silences, and everyone turns to listen to what they have to say.
Welcome back to the Golden Tournament. It is I, Christoph Valenmar, Archmagi to the Golden City, Invictus Arcanum member, and of course, the Herald of Queen Orym. This tournament has been seen across the realm, and by the gods themselves. And after we saw a free agent team qualify earlier today, the realm stands to witness history. Thus far, there has been an adequate amount of bloodshed in the name of Her Majesty the Queen, and as her voice, I can tell by the gleam in her eye and the glee in her heart that she is pleased. After our Queen has graciously granted a break period to allow our mop boys to soak up some extra slippery blood, it's time for our remaining competitors to dive back into the fray. For the first time ever, will there be a second free agent team in this tournament.
Word.
The
I spoke too
gates,
soon earlier.
the gates to your dugout open, and the 5 of you commence back into the arena. The crowd is blaringly loud. You imagine from any numbers that you had seen before, this must be double, triple, if not more than that. There are special sections where kings, lords, dignitaries, archmages, heroes of legend watch from the stand. And for the first time, the rumor that the gods watch this event had been whispered about and touted. However, this time, as you step into the arena, you feel something more. And though there's no tangible element to say it's the gods themselves, there's an electricity in the air, a tingle across the skin. The sand is warmer. The crowd deafening. Across from you, the gates open as well, and a set of 5 emerges. To your horror, though, this isn't some random group of 5 individuals, no. This is a qualified team. This team is here for the sport of it. This team is here with one task: eliminate the free agents. This, after all, is a tournament of nations, kingdoms, of heroes. The 5 of them begin to square off, and then a booming sound of horns, first trumpets, then something larger, then beyond instruments themselves, magical, divine structures. The bout begins. In a matter of minutes, you find yourselves overwhelmed, being cattled back, the 5 of you constantly tripping over each other. None of you having an idea of how to interact as a group. Hirilith, you try to set a good position with your spear, but then your spearhead gets knocked from behind as this fish person just step behind you, knocking your spear. You have to give ground lest you become engaged in combat unprepared. Akama, as you try to shift over and get the fight into a more one-on-one, maybe you can isolate one. The hooded stranger moves the same direction as you, and the team is able to just corral you back again, annoyed, furious that you can't fight the way you want to fight. The team gets backed up. Soon, the 5 of you almost have your backs touching the wall. However, in a blur of blood, sparks of metal. The first one of them lunges in, accidentally connecting with Helith's spear. He's able to shrug it aside. Akama, you pounce, striking a mortal wound. You take a small blow across the arm. You stumble backwards, but as the hooded stranger catches you, you feel his hands soothing as your wound heals. That while the 2 of you stand together, another one pulls a bow and begins to attempt to strike. Blindsided by water, they're sent flying back. Before they can get themselves to stand back up, they reach for their bow, and a foot across the hand, and then bark meets helmet.
Oh.
The 3 others that remain have to back up and regroup. And it is at this point that we're going to roll for initiative.
Oh.
Initiative is how we determine our combat order And there are stats that give pluses and minuses to it, and then there are perks that can augment your initiative as well. So we're going to roll a d20 for each one of our characters, and the highest number has the priority or the ability to go first. This number persists through combat, or persists through the combat.
Let's see. 14 plus 2
Okay.
is not terrible.
So let's see
Is that
here.
what that is?
14 plus 2, so that is a 17. So we've got 16. So we've got 2 16s. Right? 2 16s. So 2 together. That's a comma. No. Follow. I realized as I started writing names, I definitely was writing season 2 character names there for a second. That's,
Oh my
that's
God.
a new one. That's a new one.
People whose names end with A also.
All right. Now.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So we will go with Mina first. So in currently, the 5 of you are all together in a small group. The 3 of them are in a group. There is 1 with a spear, 2 with shields. They're in a little triangle formation. So 2 shields up front, the spear behind.
So I do have to take some time to think about how I want to approach this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like to take my time with everything. But I will take on the person closest to me, and I will reach out my arms and try to grab them and move them closer to me.
Perfect. We're going to call that a grapple. We're going to say the grapple check for you to beat in this instance is a 12.
Okay.
17 plus 2.
Okay.
You're able to reach out and grab. You grab onto the shield at first and kind of give it a tug as they resist and like brace into their shield. Your arm is able to slip and actually grab the arm of the individual, and then you pull them away from their grouping. Would you like to force an action, or are you content with that for your turn? A forced action is an additional action that does come at a minus or a detriment to your roll.
I'll skip the forced action.
Not a problem. Going over to Akama. And then Akama, you are at the same initiative. So right now, you can see that Mina is reaching out and grabbing, but that action has not concluded yet.
Okay. And you said there's another person, like they're
Yes,
all
that-
three right there.
She is grappling. We'll say the one on the right shield. There's a left shield, and then there's a spear kind of wedged between the two of them.
I see. I'm gonna try. I want to get in flanking position. I'm getting out of here. I want to move a little bit if I can.
Okay.
Like
Are we moving
side.
out left or out right?
In my mind, Mina's to my left. I guess that she's to the right. She's grabbing the one on the right, probably. So I'm going to the left then. Go that way. Wait, that way.
Gotcha. All right. And would you do any attack action, or are you kind of holding?
How far can I get out from behind the shield, basically?
You can't get like all the way, but he's right-handed, so you could get to the point where to block this side of his body,
turn.
you would have to at least tilt his shield over.
I'm throwing some knives at him. I'm throwing
All right.
some stuff at him.
Let's see an attack roll for ranged short.
Okay.
13, and let's see their defense roll. 13. So that is he attempts to pull the shield over in time, but the throwing knife like grazes into that top part of like the shoulder and neck. You can see like the armor on his shoulder isn't enough to cover as it slices through, and it takes a chunk of him with him. His right arm slumps a little bit as he attempts to like keep an eye on you, but also keep an eye towards the party. Would you like to force an action?
I got a 3 in range short, so I got that +2 to the first 4. So I think I'm gonna try that. I'm just gonna throw some more.
Let's see it.
Okay.
All right, and the defense roll.
Please roll low.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good
So
shit.
that 10 with a forced action, but you have a 3, so you're going to half the penalty to it, and so you're still going to best it by quite a bit. And so the second that you see him kind of like he takes that hit, he keeps an eye on you. He starts to like look back towards the rest of the party, and as he does that, his arms kind of open up a little bit, and you catch him right like underneath. Like in the armpit area.
Still a dangerous
Tinkling him
spot.
up. Tinkling him up in dangerous areas.
And then
Still a soft spot.
next we've got Thala.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm over here like, one more time. Where is everybody real quick?
So you guys were in a group of 5. You're now in a group of 4. Mina has grappled the one on the right shieldsman and started to pull him over towards her and is currently subduing him. The Akama is now away from the party, off to your group's left, the enemy's right, and is throwing knives at the other shieldsman who's like trying to keep an eye on him, trying to keep an eye on the party, but is starting to like lose his ground.
And there was 5 of them. Okay. Wait, so we're not even in a group. I'm just here.
No,
We're all in different spots now.
The 4 of you were in a group.
Right.
You all were the 5. It was the 5 of you. The only person who has left your group is Akama.
Okay. If there's 3 and she got left and right, so I guess I'm gonna go for the middle.
Yeah, so there is still the shieldman there. So there's 2 standing next to each other. There's shieldman that is being hit by the throwing knives of Akama, and then there's the spearman behind that guy.
Behind.
Like
I
standing
guess
behind the
I
shield.
feel like if she can, but I feel like if she can catch him hard enough with the water, he'll either be surprised or like drop something. Something will happen. There's going to be a reaction, and it's going to be in our favor. I would assume. I would hope.
He's made out of electricity.
Unprepared.
No.
We got some Captain Planet action going on out here right now.
So you're
that
aiming.
would still help.
Are you aiming for the one that Akama is shooting at?
No.
Okay, you're aiming for the
I don't
spearman.
want to like move him out the way, and then he misses, and it's a bad time. I know.
So you're aiming for the spearman. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see the attack roll. Oh, and what are we doing for the attack?
What is he? And he's behind someone.
Yes.
That's my last question. I promise. Okay. Shoot. No, because I feel like, look, I can shoot the blast of water that way and get around. I could look. The water's gonna go where I want it to go.
You gonna water bend on that man?
Essentially, it's a look. It's a curve. It's like throwing a
do it
curve
to him.
ball.
Do it to him.
Look. Pretty much. We're black. We're shooting.
So we are
we're
aiming for the
blasting
one
them with
behind.
water.
We're aiming for the spearman.
Indeed.
Perfect. And what is the like? Paint a word picture. What is the audience? What is the party seeing as you begin to cast your magic? And it is.
It's not even like a stream, but it's just like a big. It's like a big like orb of water flying around this man.
Sweet. All right. Let's see it.
Orb.
And we'll see his defense roll.
Just full wanted curve the bullet on this man.
is that 19? What's
What's up? No, you do not have a bonus to your crit range.
Damn,
Or
that's close though. Got a 4 in your joint?
No, not. Wait, yes, you do have a 4. No, you don't have a.
Yes,
You do have a 4, so yes, it is a crit.
I do.
Look
It's
at
also-
you!
wait a minute.
The
Sorry,
girls
I
like-
looked at I looked at the wrong one. I was like, it's not a 4, but it is 100% a 4, which means it has an increased crit range, and yes, it is a crit. So the orb of water loops around the spearman again. He's looking kind of at the party. He sees his teammate. He braces him so he can kind of like keep his footing, and he's looking at Akama like, all right, well, this is a mobile target. What are we to do? And this orb slams into the back of his helmet. He stumbles in to the soldier or the hero that is with him, and they stagger against each other. In fact, actually, let's roll a stability check for both of them. Sturdiness check. All right, they are both going to be fine. They kind of like they smack into each other, but they're able to regain their footings. Thala, would you like to force an action, or are you good?
Sure. Let's try it. I'm gonna do it again. Why not?
Do it again.
Yeah, we're doing it
Again.
I want them on the ground. It's okay.
And
Put
the
them on
defensive
the
roll.
ground. Rolled kind of well.
This time he's able to like brace himself. He still feels the impact, and he's kind of like starting to like lose his ability to like keep himself like fully standing like up straight, but he keeps his footing.
Boo.
Which means it is now Heelith's turn.
So Heelith is going to go to the right where I don't believe introductions have been given. So our tree bark friend is, and he's going to go to try and actually swoop to the guy's open spot, the shieldman's open spot, to actually stab at a leg. He's
Gotcha.
trying to wound and get this soldier down, so that way they're not that much of a threat.
Let's see it.
Oh,
Perfect. And let's see the defensive roll for this individual. They will be rolling at a negative as they are intertwined with the grapple. Oh, that's not a good roll to have anyway, but you're able. You set up and you go right through like the leg, and you make sure that it's as safe a right through the leg as right through the leg can be. You miss the bone of it. You're in the meat of the muscle, away from arteries, things like that. But I mean, it is a clean gore through. The man is sitting there, one, baffled by just the strength of the individual, this bark covered woman holding him, and then two, the spear that is now through his leg, and he drops his weapons and begins to try to yield, but he doesn't have control of his arms due to the grapple.
I yield!
And so in which case, Mina, that comes to you. Do you accept his yield?
I want to pick him up and throw him at another person. I want to throw him at the person Akama is throwing knives at. The other
Perfect.
shield guy.
We are going to count this as a throw heavy, and let's see it.
I yield!
Oh no.
shit. Oh no.
As you pick him up, you're picking him up isn't the issue. Something doesn't feel quite right, so you have the option right now to continue it and just do it, or to examine what's going wrong and not do it. So basically, you can cancel the action or hard commit.
Let's cancel it. It doesn't seem like the odds are in my favor.
Okay. As you lift this person up, You and this tall spearman have no chemistry in fighting. As you lifted this person up, his spear is tangled in the mess of limbs. It's like the thigh is like now kind of hanging off of the person. Had you continued and thrown, you probably would have taken Helith's spear with it and probably turned this attack into something far more lethal than intended. Oh my god. However, the two others standing there, barely standing up, watching you easily lift their teammate above your head, and watching this mangled amount of his thigh now drape off of his leg, look at you, look at the battle around them, look at their teammates on the ground, and drop their weapons. They stand for a second, and they collapse to their knees as they just realize everything that they hoped for, that they dreamed for, that they were here for, is gone.
That's right.
And there's a moment for each one of you where you see this sorrow. You don't know these people to be villains. You yourselves are here for your own motives, your own reasons. How easily everything can be taken away. And these, the Golden Tournament. But before somberness can fully set in, the crowd erupts in cheers as announcers in tons of languages, common, of course, Elven, Dwarven, Draconic, some scribbling nonsense that seems to squeak and shatter and click. For the first time in this game's history, a freelance team had made it. And then later that very same day, a second free agent team has made it. The man who announced everything steps forward again and begins to like silence the crowd, gesturing down. Lesser announcers begin to speak as he booms over them. Ha! Yes! I do have to say, a fitting ordeal, if I'm not mistaken. These randoms, they don't even have a team, a name to call themselves, have ascended to our Majesty, the Queen's main roster. Guards come out, grabbing the unconscious, issuing, kicking, pushing the others out of the arena. The gates open, and teams start flooding the arena. Some of these teams are clad in shining platinum armors. Others are cunning mages or noble monks. There's kingdoms you've never heard of. There are species you've never seen. One team, though, stands out. This team has a birth. No one seems to get close to them. 5 individuals, each with wings. You've heard of them. Each of you have heard your own rumors and tales of these individuals. You never thought you would see them. You kind of hoped the legends were wrong. But under your breath, to yourself in your head, you know you're looking at the Phoenix Court.
God damn it! I knew it.
I knew it.
5
Shit.
individual members, each of them distinct. 1 draconic, 1 serpenite, a high elf, a dwarf, and an orc. No team gets truly close to this group, as no one knows why they're in this event. Some, in fact, think it's wrong that they're allowed to compete, but you're just happy to have made it. Now, as all of these teams assembled before me, as the Queen, there is one little piece of business that we must partake in, and that is that this team before us does not have a benefactor. How will a team succeed without someone's money? We will start the bidding for this group of strangers. And the crowd is quiet. The excitement almost feels robbed of the arena as people like stare at like these other teams that are assembled. I mean, there's the Phoenix Court, but even past them, there's the Titan Steel Paladins. There's the Knights of Morrow. There are all of these groups of legend, of glory, of horror. One person stands and goes, I've got 200 gold. I'll be their benefactor.
Oh God, no.
And bless you for trying.
Well, I guess as that is our only offering, it seems it's going to have to go to this gentleman. And someone comes and whispers
Okay, good.
in Kristoff's ear. Really? And he moves his hand away. Clearly, something in his hand amplifies the sound of his voice in the arena. He's handed some bag that you can tell his arm like strains to hold. It's so heavy. And he puts it onto his belt. It does seem that we've had a mysterious benefactor, and given that they understand the rules of the Golden City, I'm inclined to allow them to stay mysterious, as they have clearly paid their weight. And he gestures his hand down to the bag, and he like picks it up and drops it, and you just hear this heavy clattering of gold, like shrang, shrang, shrang. So, sold to the man who wants to remain anonymous.
Just being sold. Like,
However, these games would not be complete without a little bit of a game in a game. That's right. My queen has decided that why should we, the Golden City, be the only ones that reap the rewards of such a fabulous event? And so we will be traveling to the wonderful city of Orvathius. Unfortunately for all of the teams here, I seem to have mistakenly left the invites, well, at our mail department across town. Ha! Foolish me! I could have just brought them here and handed them to you. But I guess, where would the fun be in that? So, the first event that we are going to have for our games is that each one of the teams before us must make it out of the Golden City Harbor into the open sea, where we will have a small gathering, and our queen will say a few parting words from there. But you have to get out of the city and the harbor first. If you don't make it in time, well, then I'm afraid your team will be eliminated immediately from the tournament. But I think now we must turn this to our effervescent, ever golden queen. And he gestures to her.
Fancy.
Eager. Give the teams 2 hours to hit the open sea. Those that do not make it, well, you will watch as other nations claim greatness, and you will live in your failure.
Oh.
And she rests back in her chair. Well, there you have it. 2 hours before the gates of the harbor close, and you are eliminated. So, I do believe it is time to start. And he grabs a big hourglass and turns it over.
Party over.
While all of this is happening, all the eyes are up on Kristoff and the Queen. I'm gonna have Thala roll a perception check. The perception check, we're gonna call this a 7.
Oh,
bitch!
Eyes.
Don't worry about it. It's probably not important.
Crap!
Damn, your eyes, son. Get those checked out.
As teams start rushing in all directions to try to get out, the team starts getting bumped and whatnot, and they kind of like the hooded stranger like kind of grabs Heathcliff and Mina's shoulders to like create like a huddle.
She needs to scoop us up. We need to run.
So, there are a few things that I think we should also get. So, there's a thing called a sailstone. The sailstone is a great way to keep the sails of a ship churning even when the winds aren't blowing. We're going to need a crew. We're going to need someone to head to the market and just general provisions. We're going to have to sail to Orvathius. And on top of that, we need someone to go get the invitations. I myself can head to the docks. I've lived in this city before. I'll procure us a boat by some means, but the 4 of you are going to have to figure out what you do. Meet me in the docks, okay? I'll find a way to signal. What do we call ourselves?
Oh,
and in this moment, we are going to turn over to one of our new systems, which is the leadership system. When it comes to making decisions across the party, the player that has the current highest leadership, unless prompted by an outside source, is going to be the one who steps up. And in this case, that is Thala.
You're the leader.
So what? She's supposed to be telling people where to go?
What are we called? What do I shout to let you know where I am in the harbor?
So you know where you are.
Okay, a dolphin noise.
I'm not a name. You know.
And he
runs
off.
It's not bad.
He runs off to the docks.
Oh no! What the heck?
Look,
And now we have
y'all are definitely
another,
going to recognize the dolphins out.
we have another set of decisions to make as heroes in groups and teams head off in all directions. Thala, who of the party is going where? Who is to retrieve the sailstone? Who is going to the crew, the market for goods and provisions, and finally the invitation?
Did he say where the sailstone was? Did I miss that part?
We're gonna say he gave a location in the city, but the location in the city is not a descript like definition. So the person who would go there knows where they need to go.
Okay. So, okay. Who's going where? Okay. Well, so wait. So there's 3 things we need to get. I feel like I should go to the market. I'll probably get the best deal. Who's good at finding things?
Am I good at finding things?
Well, I did sail with pirates, so I probably have a good idea. I mean, I'm pretty sure I have a good idea of what a sailstone is and what it looks like.
But wait, if you've sailed with pirates before, maybe it would be better to get the crew then, because you could see who's
yeah.
good at the sailing stuff.
Yeah, I
I've
could
never
find
sailed
my old cronies.
Mm-hmm. Who?
I have some money left over. I can get provisions.
That's good, because I don't have any money.
Well,
I mean,
but also in the in the market though, I'm just the vibe I'm getting from you. I feel like they might try to rip you off a little bit. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to. So it might be better if I try to go. If you want, you can give me some miracle, not all, some. I can try to get the best deal. Maybe you should go and pick up the invitations, because you really won't have to do much except pick them up and go. Hopefully. How do you feel about that?
Will I need money
Okay.
to hire the crew?
You don't know. So the only thing that I can truly say on that is that the Golden City lives by a kind of a phrase, which is, in the Golden City, everything's a transaction.
All right.
You might have to convince
You have
them
to pay
to
for
help
the
us.
invitations.
I don't know.
Yeah.
How persuasive do you think you are, and or possibly intimidating? You're pretty tall. I'm a little afraid, and we're the same height.
You look pretty strong too.
I think I could probably coerce some people into joining our venture.
Just hold him and noogie him. Nah, work for me.
I'll just pick them up and throw them.
Okay, we could try. I mean, if we need money, we can. I guess we can figure it out. But before, one question I just thought about. If I'm going to the market to get provisions, I don't know what any of you eat. Real quick. Name one thing. Do you eat?
I guess. Where are you putting
Do
at?
trees eat?
I mean, no. I subsist on roots or not roots. I subsist on natural things that I can find without needing money to purchase them.
So sunlight, awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes it
What is
even better
this?
for us.
What about
I
you
guess
guys?
that's
Quickly.
one less mouth to feed. I just eat anything. Never really been a
I hope
picky
you mean.
eater.
I hope you mean that. You don't complain when I bring back. You friend, quickly.
You know, I eat, I guess, just regular food. You know, normal food. I don't know, just like
None of you have opinions. This is fantastic. Okay.
meat.
So-
And, you know, I like liver. I guess.
At this point, the arena
That's gross.
is
We have to- yeah.
approaching empty.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you're getting provisions and your Keyleth points at Thala for getting provisions, at Mina for potentially getting and if you're getting a crew, if I'm grabbing invitations, does that mean you're, Tealith points at Akama and is like, you're grabbing the sailstone?
Yes.
I guess so.
Um,
guess
All
so.
right. Thala, you have the final approval on this. Do you approve as the highest leadership?
Yes.
All right. And the party heads off in their direction to their tasks to get this done. We'll start with let's start with we'll start with the invitation. So Heath. As you run across town, you're careful to try to not bump into people and knock people over, but it's bustling. And on top of that, there are tons of other heroes moving in the same direction as you. As you get there, it's this just massive crowd of people all trying to get up to these, you imagine, purposefully few people who grab a note, kind of make sure it's sealed and authenticated, and then hand it out to a team. How would you approach this?
So Healith is a little bit of a rule follower, so he's going to find a line, and he's going to patiently wait until he gets to the front, and then try and slide the guy 5 gold coins to get his invitation quickly.
Okay. I'm just gonna note that real
We
quick.
already waited in the line.
I knew we should have sent somebody else.
Look,
I was
he only
thinking, I
had
was
to
like,
get
maybe
one
I should
thing.
go get it.
Okay.
All right.
Then he was gonna have to
Next,
research.
we're gonna
I'd
check
have climbed
over.
all over them people.
We're gonna check over with Akama over at the Sailstone. As you make it over to this area, you see that the sign that of sailstones, for adventuring teams, paid for by blah 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 blah, now free. The signs being taken down and then new signs being placed up. With that's a new under new management, sailstones 40 gold.
Oh my god. Kill me now. Oh.
That's some shit.
You roll me a perception, actually. What do you call this? Perception 10.
Word perception, oh yeah. I got a 2 in perception.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
You see this feathery fellow picking up a stone and then putting it down as he peruses them. At first, you don't think too much of it,
Why are you fucking with him?
but roll me a... We're going to call this a... Actually, we're just going to do another perception. Roll me another perception. This time, it is 12.
He's looking
Please.
into your soul.
That's
Shit.
a terrible. Wait, do I have a thing for this?
I don't know, dude.
I can do 1 free perception reroll per session.
Heck yeah, let's see it.
I was like, I knew I took a thing for this exact situation. Please be substantial. That's not enough. Only have a 2 in perception.
That's not enough. While you don't get the full image of it, you're like, it's too meticulous. There's you get just a general bad vibe, especially once the gentleman finishes up and then walks away, not purchasing one.
Did he only touch a few of them?
He touched a lot of the front rack.
Okay. Let me look at my shit. Oh, I'm gonna go over there. And I want to go to a rack that this man did not touch.
Okay.
And where's the person that's running the stall or whatever, or running this business?
There's a few different clerks to this one stall, kind of
Because there's a lot of people coming here trying to do stuff, right?
Yes.
I'm just trying to swipe one. I'm
I
swiping
bet.
or swiping that joint out into my pocket.
All right, so this is gonna be this is exciting. So we're gonna check our underhanded.
Oh, I don't. I did have a 1 in that. I got a 1 in underhanded.
We're gonna call this an underhand. Actually, roll me a stealth check first to see if you're able to kind of blend in with the crowd and be inconspicuous. So we're gonna call that a 10, stealth 10.
Okay, please. I have a 2 in stealth. That's atrocious. Atrocious. Listen, that's not all bad.
Their good
That's
customer
your sponsor,
service is too much for you. That you kind of like try to like sneak in with the group, but you feel someone like grab your forearm and go, "Hi, sir. Are you looking for a sailstone? I can sell you one for 40 gold." And he grabs one from the front of the rack.
Sorry. I'd like to just look at them on my own, if that's okay.
They're all the same, sir.
Well, I'm very particular, so I just like to look at it on my own, if that's all right.
Sir, I assure you. And he grabs a couple from the front rack, a couple from the pile, like behind the front, and like just starts like interchanging them in his hands. Like, you can't notice a difference, and then puts them back on the rack.
Never mind. Stop. I was gonna say something, but I can't say nothing.
I wanna, like, God dang it! I wanna at least grab one that that I didn't see and pick up if I can, but I don't know. This is such a terrible. Why is this guy just?
We'll call that an investigation 6 to identify.
Please.
To identify one that you know he didn't touch.
Okay, I can investigate a little bit.
You spot one. It's a little bit of an arm's reach. It's off to your left, but you're like, there's no. It's not a front rack one. You know, there's no way this guy just touched it. Anyway, sir, 40 gold. You want one?
Is it possible? Did he see me grab it just now?
Oh, actually, sorry. Yeah, let's do an underhanded for that, or sleight of hand for that. We'll call that sleight of hand 9 because of the crowd.
Okay, I have a 1 in sleight of hand.
All right. Yes.
I needed
As
that.
someone kind of like cuts around, like on your left, you're able to like kind of turn and position yourself and swipe that stone. So yes, you do have one in your hand currently.
Okay,
But
I
he
just
doesn't
want
see
to.
it. That's the
I
question.
want to. I'm trying to just boot scoot on out, and I'm just like, your customer service turned me off. I'm just trying to get up out of there.
We'll roll a deception actually real quick. We're gonna call this deception versus this person. Deception 6.
Please. I have a 4 in deception. That's a terrible roll, boy. Boy.
How it's good then bad, and it.
The person goes, "Oh, sir, my customer service is perfect," and they grab your arm again. I think you're trying to leave because, sir, is this a sailstone?
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna have to alert my and a hand kind of reaches over your shoulder with 40 gold
Oh,
and
that's
drops
so
it into
serious.
that person's drops it into the salesman's hand, and he just goes, "Okay," and walks
Can I-
off.
Yeah, he don't care.
Can I
He don't
turn
care
and
where it
see
came
who this
from.
was?
You turn and you're expecting to see someone that you recognize or at least know in some way, shape, or form, but no, it's just a man. Doesn't seem familiar at all. His extremely lavish attire lets you think that he's maybe someone of note. Means something to someone for sure. And then he speaks. Well, I have to say, I haven't seen someone from Viloma in quite some time.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my God!
Get this man away from me! Get him away!
Christ! Ah!
Stop!
Now,
Oh my god.
I didn't think that your people were invited to these games, so that means, yes, you're the fellow I saw qualify for the free agent team, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I am. He's very, like, apprehensive that this man would know where he's from just from seeing him. Like,
Oh. I seem to have put you at odds. I apologize. I have made my way to the spires on quite a few occasions, and am very familiar with the wilds around them.
yes, well, thank you for paying for my sailstone.
Well, of course. I figured it, crossing paths with someone from such a faraway land isn't expected. So, put her there. Best of luck in the games, eh?
Fuck me. I guess I shake his hand.
It's a
Oh, I hate
firm
this.
shake. And he turns. He stops and goes. I would be remiss if I didn't at least give you the spiel. Though I know your people are a bit more Stygian in their magics, but it doesn't mean that you couldn't. And his hand boom, glows. You could always accept the light of Thespis, and I just think it would give you a boon through these games that, would be hard to turn away. After all, I'm sure you're here for something important. Not at all self-serving. I have to garner that your people are in need.
I hate this man so much. Can I roll an insight on this man? It's because it all sounds so good
yes.
and soothing and true, but I don't know.
100% you can roll an insight. It is an insight 22.
I knew it was gonna be something crazy.
I
I need
bet.
a crit on this joint.
Outrageous and shit.
Fucking asshole. Oh, I only have a 2 in insight. Fuck me. Oh. You know, this is me talking in my mind. He's right. It does sound like it could be helpful. You know, like.
We didn't even tell him what it.
I mean, I'm just saying, what he's saying, it sounds true. Like, if it's something that could help me, he's saying all facts. Like, I could use whatever edge I can get.
And as you know, Thespis recently ascended his way back to the Pantheon. This is no small gesture to have the light of Thespis.
You don't think it would interfere with
With your
I have.
Stygian side? No.
Yeah.
This is about taking the center stage and being appreciated for one's achievements. Being able to garner the focus and attention that heroes like, well, us, deserve.
Damn, he hit me with the "they didn't think he was shit" speech. Now I'm in there for real. Damn it. Oh, I guess I gotta accept the light of Thespis. This is some old bullshit. This is some bullshit.
All you have to do then is simply shake my hand once more and say, I accept the light of Thespis and the spotlight it comes with.
I accept the light of Thespis and the spotlight it comes with.
As you pull your hand away, it too glows for a second, and you do feel notably better. Okran gives you a bow, goes to turn and goes, best of luck. And I have to say, what's your name?
My name's Akama.
Well, Akama, I will be in your corner, rooting for you the whole way.
Oh,
Did my mysterious sponsor send you?
I'm afraid I don't know who that is.
Can I insight what he just said?
that was a good question.
Yes, you 100% can insight this.
Oh,
This is only an insight 10.
Okay,
Oh.
maybe I can make this one.
He
God
gonna tell you
dang
to tell
it,
the
just
truth.
just shy. I got a
No.
9 total.
You're like, oh, I could still be wrong. You kind of have a gut feeling that he's telling the truth, but there's this like tingling, this like thought, this little itch that's like, but like, he feels like he's really good at putting himself together.
And what's your name, sir?
I'm so sorry. I am Okram Lafor, leader of the Thespians, and first in the spotlight from Thespis. Maybe you've heard of me, or at least my show.
I mean, this is me talking more to you, Adam. I feel like, other than when I went out the first time, I have not really been out. So do we get news?
Probably
He's like,
not.
"Do
You might have heard of the title First in the Spotlight due to the Spires, but that's more what you'd be familiar with.
I've heard of the first of the spotlight, but not the name Oakham LaFour.
Well, that makes sense. Your people are very religious and very dutiful in their pursuit of understanding the faiths. I am just but a humble name in a much longer and more important list, so I guess I'll just have to take it and do my best to be worthy of the acknowledgement now. But for now, Rakama, I bid you adieu, as I must continue to spread the light of Thespis. And he walks off.
As he walks off, I feel like Akama like opens his hand and like looks at the light, and then just like closes it again and just like thinks about like, just like what does it mean for him now?
It's fair. As we get to the rest of the party and we head back to Heathcliff, there's a lot more to uncover. But before any of that can happen, it is time for our 5-minute break, which means we will continue this story very shortly. Don't go far. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Cinematic Epic. I'm your game master, Adam, and it's been a great session 1 of season 3, the Golden Tournament. We have seen a party come together for the very first time, having to fight in a battle versus an organized team. Through some luck, through some good rolls, they were managed to defeat the team and continue their journey on. They came up with a plan and they had to split up. I know, first session and we're splitting up, but it's okay because we got to use our new leadership stat, which was a whole lot of fun to show off. And while Akama went to go get the Sailstone and met up with a denizen of previous seasons, Okram Lafor, and he has accepted the light of Thespis. So he will now be getting +1 to all of his rolls for the remainder of the session. We do still have Healith waiting in line for the invitation patiently, just in the queue. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Actually, I was in front of him. Oh, it's okay. But we need to get back because we need to check on how Mina and Thala are doing. So, without further ado, let's bring our party back on in as we resume session 1. Let's check in with with Mina in the crew. As you make it to the section that's just it's mercenaries, it's like fighters, people who are like, we specialize at boarding actions. We, great cannon crews over here, great cannon crew who need a cannon crew, and each one of them is like selling different services and styles. Groups are just coming in and going like, you, all of you, you're bought. Let's go. What are you?
Damn.
Sorry, what was that? I'm looking for pirates, or just anyone that knows how to sail. Not mercenaries, not these fools. I want sailors.
Perfect. Let's get an investigation. And with your background in this, we're going to give you a situational +2. And we're going to call this investigation check a total of 11 to pass.
Whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Oh my god.
Damn.
That joke.
Damn.
The hardest, you run into an issue. Here in the Golden City, everything's so overly dressed. You're like, oh, well, that's clearly not like a pirate group over there. They're all in like matching uniforms and vests and stuff. And then someone like comes in and talks to them, and you hear them talk and how they do things. You're like, wait, no, those are just pirates. There's like a fake, everything's fake here. Everything's just like to make it look professional. What's the new approach?
Well, the only thing I know of men is the pirates that I sailed with. Those are the only ones I'm familiar with, so I guess I have to go talk to some of these uniformed fellows.
All right.
See what they're about.
Is there a trait or quality that you would look for in a group, or would you just approach the nearest group?
I'm a tree. I don't really know what to look for in men. So I'm going to approach the nearest group and see what they know and what they do.
Nearest is best.
As you approach the nearest group, they're a full service adventuring co. Like they have some security officials, as they call it, but for the most part, they're selling the fact that they've got navigators, they've got the best like repair crew in the business. And the leader walks up. Well, hello there. I'm glad you're taking a look at us here at Adventuring Co. United, and well. We're one of the best at sailing the seas and looking good while doing it and keeping you in tip-top form.
I mean, that sounds good to me, but what's it gonna cost me and my party? And how many trips have you... How do I know? How do I know what you're saying? Are you the best? I don't know.
Well, here's our sailing logbook, and he pulls out a book of like different it's like different like charts and graphs like that they've made. Like it's like some of it's like maps that they've made edits to about like fastest routes. Some of it's like just like the stamps that you get at each major port, like when you sign in that you're not smuggling, that you're not like doing illicit business, that you've like gone through security checks and all that kind of stuff like that. Kind of a passport in a way. As they kind of like skim through that. And as far as how much it costs, well, it really depends on how many members of us that you want. Do you need security? Are we sailing safe waters? Are you just looking for a navigator?
I don't think we need security. I think enough of us can fight well enough to defend ourselves.
That's fair. Yeah.
They sound too
I
plain for me.
mean, yeah, it's very sales pitchy, and the journey we're going on is kind of, there's a lot of unknowns, so.
If it makes you feel any better, I've never been on the water. My job here is to make them look good from the docks. I run our onshore business side of the empire. I can put you in contact with one of the representatives who would be going with you aboard the ship, if that would put your mind at ease.
Listen, guy, I need to talk to someone that has actually sailed a boat, so direct me to that person. Because you're
Not a problem. Would you like someone from our navigations department or from cruise ship and repair?
I need a sailor, sir. I don't need a cruise ship repair guy. I need to speak to a sailor.
I'll put you in contact with one of our navigators. And he walks over and talks to a couple of different, they all are dressed in kind of the similar uniform. They all look like the same, but as he talks to this group, you're like, I guess those ones do have a different badge on their shirt, so I guess that's their navigating badge or whatever. And an older gentleman, he definitely he's scraggly under neck beard and less kept than the original, though you can tell he has tried to make himself look more presentable. Comes up and is like,
Seems so cheap.
so I hear you wanted to talk to someone who's actually been on the water.
Yes, thank you. Humans are so silly. Why wouldn't you just let me talk to a sailor from the get-go? We need a crew. Can you help me?
Well, I would say for heroes like yourselves, I imagine you're not looking for security. You're probably more in the line of a navigator, someone to actually just take care of where the boat's going. And perhaps a deckhand, maybe one who's been certified in repair, so that way, we keep the ship running good for you.
Yes, that's all we need. How much would that cost us?
Well, I myself am billed out at 25 gold daily, and then the ship hand is 5 gold daily.
I have a question.
Situationally, yes.
Yes and no. Mostly, it was when this mysterious benefactor, this money, is it just to pay our way to get into it, or what happens with that money?
You have no idea.
Okay, that answers the question enough. So that's it.
Well, could I convince you to perhaps lower those prices? Or maybe you could just come with us, because I'm sure there would be something in it for you along the way. I mean, we are...
Call that
That's a
first.
pretty
Let's call
strike.
this a barter. Let's call this a barter, and we're gonna call this a barter 15.
Oh shit. Well then.
Damn.
Look, I understand where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, I've got to make my money. I have to be able to send it home to my families.
Oh.
I mean,
God dang it.
No one understands that more
Sir.
than me. The importance of taking care of the ones you love, and that is very noble. I myself have been on the seas, and I know it's a hard life. Is there any way I could at all charm you or convince you into coming on this journey with us?
I'm a street lady.
Well, first off, let's roll a charm check there to just see if you're catching them off guard. We're to call this a 12 for the earnest nature.
With the dice,
Fine.
please help us.
Damn.
Believe you have a charm 2. Oh, just shy.
Damn.
Darn.
I can't be doing it for free, but I could maybe come down to 20 gold a day.
20 gold a day. I'm not sure how many days we're gonna be gone. I don't know if we can afford this. Do you know anybody else that would be willing to do this for a cheap price? That would provide
he
just as good of a
he
service?
he points over to one of the other navigators. It's a scrawny boy. He barely is 5'6". He's thin. He's so you can tell the uniform is as small as they make them, but it's just swimming on him, and he's just like beaming with how young and like nubile he is.
Green as hell, boy. That boy green as grass.
Technically speaking, the only boat that he's ever been on is the navigator training course that we have here. He has not gone on his official first voyage yet, but I'm sure you could maybe convince him to do it for, experience.
Oh my god, that's so messed up.
I'm an intern.
I'm sorry?
The intern.
I mean, at this point, I guess I have to. Let me talk to the intern.
Shimmy on over to the little boy.
Andrew. He perks up. He's like, me? Really? Hi.
So excited. Mickey Mouse.
Hello, Andrew. We're looking for a sailor to join us on a voyage. Do you want excitement and adventure?
Yeah.
wanna-
Yeah.
Oh, well, we can't pay you, but we can offer you the promise of an epic tale to tell your kin. Join us.
It's fair.
What? Counter? Counter offer? Yeah. What if it was just at least? I mean, no. What if it not? What if counter offer one gold? So I can say I made it. I'm paid to sail.
Oh, he's so cute.
Well, you drive a steep bargain, but I think we can make that happen.
I was about to say you better give him his $1 a day. Right here. Sweatshop.
Join us, Andrew.
Actually, I have a brother. For a second gold, I could get him to come.
Does he have any experience sailing?
Yes, he's one of the new deckhands.
For one more gold, you say?
Yeah, it will be his first time on a boat too. Yeah.
2 interns. I mean, we'll take it. We'll take what we can get at this point.
Oh, awesome! I'll start packing, and I'll go tell him. Where do we meet you?
Oh, so we'll meet you down at the docks. Andrew and unnamed brother.
Okay. Yeah, I can't wait to tell him.
What is the name of your vessel?
Oh, I don't have a vessel.
Oh, we have a vessel. Yes, my mistake, Andrew. We'll meet you down at the docks.
Oh, okay, good. I got really nervous for a second. And he runs off.
Oh boy!
As
oh boy!
as you're standing there and you watch him run, and you're like, huh. You hear a voice, and it feels familiar, and then you realize you know why it's familiar. It's that man. It's that pirate. It's the reason you had to leave the ship you were on. The second he stepped onto the ship, it became far more hostile. The crew became far more barbarian. But there's an added sinisterness to it now. As you kind of glance around to try to see, you don't recognize anyone from the crowd. And then you hear the voice again, but the face doesn't match the man that you used to know. No, now it's something far more terrifying and disturbing. Your crew's gonna come with me. He looks over and he sees you kind of like glancing at him. Is that driftwood?
Oh my god!
And he starts like kind of like in this weird, like he walks in, his footsteps lead him so far to the left and the right, and his head like locks and like almost swims like a shark through the air, this loping like serpentine like in your direction. Would you allow this individual to approach you, or would you use the crowd to separate and disappear?
I'm gonna disappear.
That's
We're on a
that's
mission
fair.
here.
As you begin to move away from him, you hear him just kind of stop and go, "Oh, come on, driftwood!"
Ooh.
And let's check with Thala in the market.
I didn't get cornered by an ashy horned demon out this hoe.
Yeah, ashy as hell, boy.
As hell.
So as you get to the market, it is just like everywhere else has been described, massively popular. Only this one also has tons of just civilians in general doing their day-to-day shopping. You make it to one of the last the last stores, not putting like as you're like, okay, I'm looking for adventure and blah blah blah. You're looking, kind of keeping your list in mind, and you keep seeing like sold out. You finally make it into a store that isn't sold out of everything, and here is the item list to shop from.
Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Okay.
Welcome, adventurer. I do hope you can find something within our establishment. And if you need any help at all, I'm Betsy.
Let's see. Let me see.
The
I do have a question.
I'm sorry.
I do have a question. Only because I do know a fair amount about water, but I've never actually been on a boat. Is there anything in particular you would suggest that I should take with me on a boat?
Oh, I just helped clean the store and stock the items. Hold on. Staff! She calls out. Another lady comes out, and this one looks far more frazzled and is like, oh my god. You see the look of like, just answer the questions. Holy, like you just this like overly taxed person. And she goes like, I'm sorry, what was the question?
Is there anything that you would suggest in particular that would be good to take on a boat trip?
How long is the boat trip?
Honestly, I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. We're supposed to be going to Orvathius, if that helps.
Okay, yes. So, in which case, if you are going to be going to Orvathius, I would make sure that you have at least 2 weeks food and water.
That's a lot.
Well, when you're on a boat, you want to make sure that you have the amount that you actually are going to need, plus like if there's like a divergent, if there's weather, waves, things spoil on the ocean, you want to make sure that you have a little bit of a redundancy for things.
I guess I would think I wouldn't want to take anything that could spoil. That just seems silly.
The ocean has a way of spoiling things that don't normally spoil. I mean, you're kind of limited on the amount of things that you can take that are truly protected from the elements. Salt water is, well, not the easiest thing on everything.
Okay.
Got that hardtack. Salted fish.
Can I see that list again?
Of course.
Staring at it. Not all reliables.
Them Jones.
I'm mad there's a ship listed on here as if we don't have a ship. Don't play me like that. I would hope. Look. Ugh, okay. All right.
I should have robbed somebody.
I know, right? Okay. I was just trying to look at this quickly so I can. Okay. Wow, that's a lot. Who's laughing?
I'm just in my mind. Never mind. I'm not gonna say anything. I'll tell you later.
Okay. Okay. Well. Well, at the very least, we're going to need. We're gonna need provisions, but oh no. It says a day's worth, so I'm assuming that's a day's worth for one person. Yes.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Bro. Oh god, we're gonna be broke. Oh god, I was born broke, like I said.
We're gonna born broke. We're gonna have to ration. Okay.
Oh god.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, for now, because I don't really know what we're gonna encounter, and I don't really know what everyone else already has with them. I just need to get food. Yeah, let's get food. Okay. So I'm thinking. Oh, that's a lot of people. Well, I'm trying to think, cause he didn't give me any of his money. I just have my own money. Okay. So I feel like just to make sure we can survive the boat trip and like not die at sea of hunger, we're probably just gonna have to stick with the provisions. But how firm are we on this 5 gold per pack?
That's the cost.
That isn't it, but how firm are we on that? I know that's the cost. I know that's what it says. But is that the best you can do?
She looks over at like one of the other like people working the store as they just are bagging up rations and these things and then putting them in a bag and then selling them to an adventurer.
Yep, I thought so.
And then looks back at you.
I need
Pretty
words.
firm.
I'm over here like. So don't give me a number next to barter and not let me try to do it.
You can try to barter, of course.
I don't know if it's gonna work out, but I can try. I know.
Let's see it. We got to get a 16.
I know. I got a 16.
Any bartering?
I got a 16.
I got a 16. All right. All right. I suppose I'll throw. How much gold do you have? What you're gonna buy? What? How many?
Honestly, at this point, as many as I can. I think I personally only have 20 because he didn't give me any of his, unless he gave me some and I missed it.
Say, was it? Do you have 20 or 25? I thought you had 25. Maybe 20. Nope, 20. You're right.
No, he had 60.
All right. Look, if we can be done with this conversation and I can move on, if you buy 4, I'll throw 2 in.
My 32 in. Well, what? You buy 4 of them. He said that's the best I can do. Well, don't look at me with that face. Well, I will probably have to take it for now. That's the best I can do for the moment.
6.
I don't like it.
Hey, you got us 2 more than we would have had otherwise.
She bags it up and she hands you your 6 days worth of rations.
Yeah, 6
Listen,
days, 6
we
days. That's
are
1 per
so
person. We're gonna die.
busted.
As you walk out the door, you hear a voice go, "Fish lady.
Okay.
Scales.
So she's gonna turn around and face whoever this person is, because it doesn't sound aggressive.
Standing quite a bit over you. So you're how tall again? Sorry.
6 feet tall.
Yeah, standing around you'd guess somewhere between 7 and 9 inches taller than you.
Damn.
Is a looming individual. The image they look at you and go, "Oh, I do not mean to start.
Oh, hey, boo.
I am Skem. I watched you in your last bout. I know that you will be sailing soon, and I have no doubt you will make it out of the city, especially with your aquatic nature. But I give warning. There are 2 paths that you can take on your way to Avrithius. There is New Ambervale, which will be crowded, yes, and there is Midpoint. I would not go to Midpoint. There's
What's
a
wrong with
chill
Midpoint?
there.
Oh.
The sharks, they leave the waters. Fish will drown themselves on the land. And the wind, it cries. All of this is rumor. But in Skem's heart, he knows an evil dwells there. So, when you choose your path, sail to Ambervale, even if it will be crowded, noisy, and tiresome. It will be well worth it. But
Is he on
for
a team?
now-
Do I know whether or not he's on another team or no?
what's up?
Do I know whether or not he's on another team?
Let's call that a perception. Actually, we'll say investigation 7.
Okay.
You wouldn't be able to go like, oh, he's on the blank team, and the reason that you can't think of the name is you're looking at one of the other people that as like your thoughts go through. You're like, oh, this guy's on the other freelance team. That's why you can't think of the team name that he's a part of. He's part of the random group.
So, which way are you going to go?
I will be heading to Ambervale. There's no good at Midpoint anymore. Long forsaken. I did not introduce myself. I am Scam. You are something other than Fish Lady.
I am, and you did introduce yourself, but
Oh,
hello again.
I did.
It's fine.
I'm sorry. This day has been long for Scam.
Scam likes to talk about himself in the third person. Scam.
Anyway,
Well, Scam, my name is Thala.
that might be hard for Scam to say.
Oh, well, as long as it's not Fish Lady. Yeah, it's perfect. Sounds great. Better than
Well.
Fish Lady.
Perhaps, but you did stop.
Well, there is no other person who you could possibly be calling Fish Lady in the vicinity.
Exactly, so it worked.
Doesn't mean it's good.
But it was fitting.
Doesn't mean it's good. I don't particularly like it, so
Well,
don't
then
know
I
if-
won't.
I mean-
I won't say it anymore. I meant no offense, Dala.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Mr. Scam.
I will see you on the open waters then.
We will.
Oh, knowing you,
I
I
know
might
where
see
I
you
know.
under the waters. Ha!
You know, maybe. I have a question. Real quick. I know we're on different teams, but what are the chances that you might be able to help me get a little more food?
Let's call that a charm, and we're gonna call that a charm 8.
You got any charms on you? You got any lucky charms?
Apparently
Sorry,
so.
didn't need it. Wow.
Bow.
Scam probably shouldn't, but here. And he hands over an extra bag. So you now have 6 additional, so 12 total.
Look at
Better
you.
than what we had.
Look at you.
All right, I need to go. I can't keep my team waiting. I've waited long enough in lines today.
He runs away. He runs off. All right. Well, I gotta.
Scampers off.
Run off. I gotta do the same because I. We've been here
And with
long enough.
the party all heading back towards the dock, let's check in with Helith, who is not.
I was gonna say. Oh god.
At this point, Helith, you're about halfway through the line,
Oh,
and
fuck
one
me.
of the 4 people handing out invitations shows an empty bag and steps away. Let's get an investigation check for you. We're gonna call this investigation 8.
I have investigation 0. So
Oh fuck.
We
Oh god
are
damn.
saddened.
You have you're like putting this all together. I should step over here a little bit then. Just make sure people know I'm going to this guy. Would your demeanor change at all?
I'd start to be a little bit more. Helith would start to be a little bit more nervous. He's obviously not. He doesn't enjoy taking his time like this. He knows he's under the gun, so he's going to be a little bit more like, "No, I'm here. Don't cut in front of me. Nope. Out of my way."
Okay.
And just kind of.
Let's,
Slightly more assertive. Okay.
where
The worst part is, had Thala, if she had not thought this was going to be an easy mission, she would have checked on him. But she's like, this should be simple. So
Yeah,
she's
you
not
know.
going to check.
we're gonna roll. In fact, actually, we're gonna roll my favorite type of roll because This is season
no.
1 or episode 1 of season 3. After all, we gotta get a calamity roll going. Let's get a calamity roll here. Let's see it. A calamity roll is a D30 roll where a 30 represents the best possible outcome for the party in a terrible manner, and a 1 represents the best possible interaction for me in a terrible manner. So even a 30 isn't good for the party, but it is definitely the best of a bad scenario.
Yeah. Fuck.
It was almost terrible, so I guess I'll take it.
Heath, you're starting to get a little more antsy because you're like, okay, really is not making a lot of progress. And then, to your horror, the one that you would be kind of like lined up in shows his bag is empty. Even though your investigation prior was came up short, you very quickly realize you're like, they didn't send out enough invitations for everybody. Oh, they didn't send out enough invitations for everybody. That's part of the game. As you realize, the crowd is still large, but the bags are emptying. And the 2 that have bags left are starting to look lighter and lighter.
Look.
I am going to use acrobatics at this point to try and nimble and slide his way all the way up, using his tall, lanky frame to kind of weave through the crowd of like, excuse me, pardon me, here we go. And then holding up 5 gold coins to one of the people who actually has a bag left to be like, I'm going to pay you 5 gold. Give me one of the invitations.
Perfect. Let's check the acrobatics first. We're going to have conditional levels of success here. A 8 represents you making good progress. Anything above a 16 is considered like a major success.
Gotcha.
So 8 and 16.
Look at that! We needed that.
Hey, he shows fucking.
Go ahead, string bean. Go ahead.
You're able to, like, with some movements, your lanky body, you kind of like let yourself shrink at times, and then kind of like sprout up to your full height, and kind of like wiggle between people as like you'll like bump into someone, and as they turn to like confront you, you're like, oh, I'm short now, I'm just down now, whatever, and they like look right over you like, who is like what the, and you're able to get to the front. Let's roll a perception check for the bag person. To notice Heath doing his way to get to the front. The bag person's going to need a 14.
Please.
Shit.
Yes. Wait, I don't know if this is good or bad.
I'm not sure.
He sees he sees your gold. He puts his hand like on the gold, and he leans in and he goes,
okay. This is good, maybe.
I saw how you got up here, kid. Make it 15 or no.
Oh my god.
Heath makes it 15. He's not going to debate on this or
He's
talk.
not. He's showing enough ain't. He said, charge it.
And he goes, good transaction, kid, and hands you an invitation.
And now I get myself out of the way as small as possible because I don't want other people looking at me, and I'm gonna get out of there and get back to the docks because I've taken enough time.
Clutching that shit for dear
as you
life.
you're like pushing through the crowd. You run, you slam into like everyone that you've been able to kind of like move, like because they're all moving towards you. All of a sudden you like your hand touches this individual, and like with their size at a glance, you're like, oh, I should be able to like just gesture their arm aside and kind of slip through the gap. Their arm doesn't budge at all, and it causes you to kind of like shoulder check into them. And as your shoulder hits them, it feels like even though they didn't move, it feels like they punched you in the shoulder. And roll me a sturdiness check for 14. Sturdy 14.
Okay, I've got sturdiness 2.
Getting sturdy on him.
So while it still like sends you like reeling, you're able to like keep your feet underneath yourself and stand back up. The individual turns and looks at you and goes, "You're part of that little pickup team, aren't you?" And you realize that you're
Oh.
staring at one of the Phoenix Court.
That's one of the Phoenix Court.
Am I staring up at her, or am I looking down at her, or am I looking like
You
direct?
looking down at her. She is tall at actually, how tall is Heath? I apologize.
He is 6'3".
6'3". So yes, you are. She is tall. She's only 6 feet.
So y'all.
So yes, you are looking.
Soldier.
You are looking down at her, but she is imposing with her large wings, etc.
Of course.
The-
Clearly, Gus.
Sorry
Wait,
about that, Miss Phoenix lady. I'm just gonna go now.
Susu?
Wait.
Keyleth took like half a step, and he kind of like slightly turns towards her. Yes, miss?
Why do you seem so nervous around me? Relax. Have a conversation. Yeah, to resist this charm check, you need a 19.
What the hell?
That would have been crazy shit if you rolled a
Oh.
19, yeah.
And to clarify, this is not some sort of magical compulsion. It's just like this is the genuine feeling of like this
I'm trying to take
sincerity.
advantage of social norms, like you're gonna talk. You
Yeah.
can't just bump into me and run away, kid. Like, Heath turns towards her and kind of just like, "Hi, Miss Phoenix lady. Yeah, I guess I'm on the pickup team, as you called it."
Oh, well, isn't that good? And what's your name?
I'm sorry. I'm Heath. Miss. He waits for her to like respond. What is her name?
You can call me Helen.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Okay, Miss Helen.
So, any idea which way your team's going to travel once you're on the open waters?
Not really. Admittedly, my first time on the ocean was getting here to the Golden City, so I figure that if somebody knows a better route to get to Orvathius, we're probably gonna follow that. Do you know a good way to get to Orvathius?
Her wings flare.
Oh, they just.
I guess that makes sense. That was a silly question.
Oh, it's okay. And she like cups your chin, and like even like with the gentle gesture of it, you feel just how like absurdly sharp the talons of her armor are, and like as it touches like any facial hair that you have, it just shears off like a razor, and that
Heath has no facial hair. He
it-
is.
it
I was gonna say, does he
face-
have
he is
facial hair?
you feel it just like that razor feeling though, like on bare
Gotcha.
skin.
If I had a 5 o'clock shadow, it's now gone.
Exactly,
Type of
exactly.
sensation. Gotcha.
Taking all your peach fuzz.
And
off.
in this like you can tell that if she wanted to, just by like snapping her fingers, she would just like cut your jaw to ribbons.
Denzel, get your fucking hands.
Oh, that's just slightly sharp and terrifying.
Oh, right. Wear gear and all. Where are my manners? And she moves her hand from her face and she taps like your chest plate, and as she does, She just gives it like a little like scratch as she's leaving, and it just, you hear the metal just like rent in the way of her claws, and you just know that you've got like a 5-finger scratch mark on like a hard piece of your armor.
Rude.
I think it's teams like you that are going to make this competition so much fun. Well,
Like that.
Healith, I think I need to go get that last ticket before it's gone. And she like flaps up, and you watch as she just like moves to the front of the group, lands, reaches into the bag. The person having the bag like stops. She grabs one of the invitations and then snatches the bag. You can tell there's maybe 5 or 6 invitations left in the bag, and she looks at like Healith dead in the eyes and goes, "You think I should burn it, Healith? Would that be fun?"
Miss Helen, I don't think that would be fun for others. I think that
Healith.
if you wanted fun, you'd let them get them themselves.
She like flaps her way back over to you, and you can tell this group, like the group of heroes that are left, are like, they want to stand up, but they're also petrified of this, like, of the Phoenix Court. She lands in front of you and goes, "Don't you have a wish, Healith? Don't you have something you want?"
It looks like I wish to be out of this conversation.
Yes, but as
Healith,
my friend Athos once said, we have truth in all of our hearts, and sometimes we have to be aware that the truth in our heart is not always important to others.
sure. Whatever that means, Healith, let me ask you this. Are you serious about winning this competition?
Helis' body position kind of changes to a little bit more of a less in on itself and more like taking space, and just kind of like looks her more clearly, and more than anything, I want to win.
She has her bag. She has her hand on the bag. She takes her other hand and kind of cups your hand and places your hand on top of hers in between, like, so like her hand, your hand, her hand. And she goes, "Then we let them lose." And then she incinerates the bag of invitations. Good luck with your wish. I'm sure we'll see you, Healith. And she flies into the sky. As she gets high enough, it goes from like this gentle wing flapping to this comet-like flight with like a stream behind it in a fireball.
That tracks.
Well, that's Miss Helen's slightly terrifying. I guess that's time for me to go. I immediately like turn because I'm like, oh, all those people probably want a ticket. I have a ticket.
Yes.
I need to get out of here.
They
And
are.
he starts like running. Like it is turn and be like, I can't do that, but I'm in danger, so it's time to run.
As Thala, Mina, and Akama reach the docks, you're kind of like, there's only like one major way into the docks. The three of you kind of arrive simultaneously and bump into each other. The second you kind of like start to step in, you hear,
Oh my god.
Fine. Yep. Get over there.
off from the left, and you're able to be directed over to
Unmistakable.
Hey, it worked.
to your fifth member.
Exactly.
I have to give some bad news. The bad news is I wasn't able to secure a vessel for us. The good news is he gestures over to a rather large boat with like a crew, and they're like getting things ready. And there was just a card that said from your benefactor. So
Okay.
I guess we're taken care of, at least for now.
Let's do this.
Just 'cause I'm
The
suspicious of everything.
two young boys, you feel like tugs on your bark, Mina. As Andrew's like, I'm it's me, Andrew, and this is my brother Andrew. Um,
Oh,
we're ready to go.
yes. Well, we have a vessel, young Andrews. So why don't you make your way over there and get acquainted with our ship?
Uh, oh, that's a much bigger. Of course, yeah. Come on, Andrew. And they like scurry aboard the ship and are trying to not get in the way of the other crew who are like, who are these children?
Hey,
Listen,
at least there's
you know
other
what?
crew.
This works pretty good. I don't like that this person keeps doing this random stuff, but also, before we go, can I roll an insight when
Yeah.
this man said that he didn't know no mother's benefactor? I'm just suspicious
Oh
of
yeah, of
everything.
course.
Just suspicious of everything.
100%.
Well, he didn't say he didn't know. They just said it was a card left from your benefactor.
Yeah,
Um,
I just want to make sure he doesn't know anything about this.
So you want
For
to
real.
you want to do insight? So we can do insight. We can do we'll call this a 6.
Technically, he's part of our team. It's his benefactor too.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that any
Mysterious all the way
contingencies
maybe.
are
Yeah, he seemed completely genuine.
okay. Okay, it's like maybe he knows
Um,
something about this guy.
As the group kind of like boards the party, you start like hearing like clatter as this comet kind of flies over the port, and you see Heath running as fast as he can as a group of other like adventurers and are going like, we've got to just get a ticket, find someone with a ticket, take it. As like in fight, like the docks start to become like almost a combat zone of people fighting over tickets, trying to grab tickets. People are just jumping into the water and swimming to their vessels. People are boarding vessels trying to grab tickets, etc.
Do we need to
And-
like clear the way for him, or is he gonna make
No
it?
one is in front of Heath, but there are many people who are behind him. And as combat is starting to like kick up, some of the people behind him are like grabbing bows or trying to throw things. So, and Heath is none the wiser as he's just running towards the party.
Yeah. Can I try
Um,
to like make a wave behind him to try to push them back a little bit?
Yeah, let's see it.
Oh,
Because
goodness.
holy shit, look, we're fighting for our lives. It's not gonna be very good though.
That roll was not what I was hoping
No,
for.
don't worry, I
you're
got
able to,
you.
like push this like squall of water. Some of the people behind him trip. One of the like some of the ranged weapons kind of like get loosed in like random directions and things like that. But like it's not enough to like break the tension or completely stop people. Does anyone else want to try to take an action?
Yes,
to
I
help?
do.
What you got?
I'm gonna use my narrative to do some stuff. I wanna use my my inviter perk, inviter to must spend 2 of my 3 HP. and I basically just want to summon like it's like a wolf to like to give him cover basically while he's running.
Okay.
He's just gonna
Yeah.
like to summon it. He's gonna like take one of his throwing knives and then cut his finger some and throw the blood on the ground.
This is fun.
So you see Kama like bleed from his hands, throw and like lap the blood onto the ground, and from the blood, this dark, visage of a wolf appears, and then it starts to like look more tangibly real, though shifts and twitches in between like true like physical tangibility and like magical summons. The wolf then and runs and then jumps like past Helith and starts just biting, gnawing as people start fighting,
shit.
attacking, and it
Nice.
joins the fray. But Helith is able to like just kind of, good dog.
That tracks, though. That's literally what he would do. Nice.
As Helith is able to get to the boat, the party in all of this realizes there's only 30 minutes to get out of the Golden City Harbor, and there are still boats like sailing and making their way out of the water.
Well,
to get moved.
I'm like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't really got nothing left.
Okay, but did you get the stone?
Yeah,
That was your job.
I'll
Did you get the
pull it.
stone?
Some guy gave me some money for it. I don't know.
What's the fifth? Where's the fifth guy? What's his name? We didn't get his name. What's his name?
No, I don't know any of y'all's names.
In fact, he's not actually standing with the party anymore. Everyone, I think we should leave.
Yeah,
Captain Mina, we're ready.
Captain Nina.
Well, I guess we're getting out of here, crew. Let's get on our boat.
Yeah.
Okay, look, you're gonna need to find someone that knows how to use the stone. You need to, the Drews, get them together and figure out what we're doing here.
Andrew.
Yes.
Yeah,
Drew.
Andrew. And other Andrew, do you know how to use the sailstone?
Get
Yes.
outta here.
So, if I, can I have it? And he reaches over towards Akama. Thank you. So, what we do is that and he like goes to like use it, and one of the other crew members like bats his hand down and goes, "Can't use that here inside the port, not yet." Like as he just kind of grumbles by. Oh, I didn't know. Right, it's because. But it
Alright,
is
anyway.
how would we use?
Who do I need
What
to tell
got.
that we need to get out of here? We need to like, I don't know.
Yeah,
how.
where's the other crew?
While one of the other crew walks by, he goes, "We've already untied the line. We're disembarking from the dock. We'll be sailing towards the exit soon." As he just kind of answers that while continuing to go do something else.
Okay.
All right.
Can we have a
Listen,
little
we need to
huddle?
hustle.
I just want to make certain I've got this correct. Helith is on the boat right now.
Yes,
correct?
Helith is on the boat.
Yes,
Yes,
Okay.
yes, he made it.
All-
I just wanted to make
five of
certain. I was like, either I'm going to have to
Helith-
start swimming or something. I
Helith's
want to make
like,
certain we're on the boat and we're on the way.
"Oh, I'm supposed to be on the boat." Okay. No, you're on the boat. You're good. As the party begins to sail out,
I'm like, is there any way I can?
getting out though
Can I like push us
is-
faster
is-
with the water?
is
Yeah.
no
What?
simple task. There are tons of boats all trying to make it towards the harbor gates, and the harbor gates, even though the time isn't up yet, they're narrowing as they prepare to
can I,
close.
like, can I like help propel us? Like,
Of course,
and,
you're
like,
always welcome to try. Let's see it.
Cause damn.
It's. I
What is
mean,
happening?
you're
Like a
you're
tank?
moving faster, but it's you're like, come on, move the boat. Let's go. Do I push? Do I pull? Do I pull the water behind? What's helpful here? What's and you're trying to get the boat to move faster, and you're pretty sure, you're all like kind of gut checking it. You're like, we're gonna make it. It's close, but we're gonna make it, right? Like. There is another boat, though, next to yours. At the
Can we
rate
see
the
who's
two of you are going, there's a chance. There's a chance that both boats make it through.
Can we see some of
Or- in a second, yes. Or
Okay.
your boat's bigger. You steer into them a little bit. You take the main lane, and you guarantee that you make it out. As you look over to see who's crewing it, it's a nation you've never heard of, but they look honest. They're hardworking. They're just, man the sails, keep us steady, keep us straight. We should make it through. So do you want to run the risk? Or do you guarantee? And of course, as this is a leadership-based decision, Thala, it's all on you.
Wait,
10.
I can't confirm.
9,
Oh God.
8.
We beat them out, but they'll still be alive, right? Like they won't die.
They probably won't die. 6.
I don't want to hurt them.
5. You
Okay,
are ramming
okay.
you are ramming their boat with your boat.
But I don't want them to die.
There's only so. I mean, it's not guaranteeing anyone's death, but accidents happen. 5.
Do we all have the knowledge this is happening?
4. 3. 2.
We have to try.
Are you try ramming or try what? What is try? 3.
We've done so much. We have to try to frame it. That's I don't like it, but we have to try to make it out.
All of a sudden, as far as
really hope
Mina,
nothing
Kama,
bad
and
happens.
Helith are concerned, the boat juts over to the left as Thala has moved over to where the person who's steering it is and said something to them. You hear a crunch as the smaller vessel to your left is broken under the weight of your larger vessel. Let's roll a calamity check for those people.
God damn.
Okay. That is terrible as it could have been.
That's good for that, right?
As you,
Yeah.
as Thala, you
Better.
hesitantly look back, you you don't see any evidence that anyone died in their ship being knocked over and officially sunk. As your boat cruises out of the harbor, and 1 minute later, the gates close. Could you have made it? Could you have made it within the extra minute? You definitely know it would have been a lot closer, but now you know that you made it through.
Why? Probably would have done something.
Why? Well, I mean, look, whoever this mysterious person is gave us this big boat, and
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
we
Good
did
job.
all this, and if we didn't even make it, and we were out from the beginning, then what did they help us? It's just, I'm mad. I'm over here like I don't want to disappoint a stranger. It's weird.
so. Anyway,
I don't even know this person.
what's all y'all's names?
Oh,
Been running around all day and we still haven't introduced ourselves.
well, that's funny because I feel like I know all of your names, but I think I've just heard everyone. I've just been paying attention to everything going on around me. But my name is Thala.
Hi, Thala.
Are we?
Hello.
I'm
I'm
Healy.
Mina.
Are you okay?
Oh, wait. Is that to me? Or is that to him? Hela says, pointing at a comma.
Yeah, I'm
You're
like,
the only one panting. I'm just trying to make sure you're okay.
I feel like I'm
He's-
leaning.
Well,
Fine.
I was just running because Helen of the Phoenix Court burned a lot of the leftover letters and invitations. So I got one of the last ones before she did that. So people kind of wanted it. And I kind of held her hand when she burned it. That was a little weird. But yeah, I don't think people were happy with me.
Y'all held hands. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
Um.
It wasn't like that.
Are you sure?
I don't think so.
Did we ever find out like the crew that was already on the boat, like how many of them, like what they do and things of that nature?
No, not even.
We don't know shit about shit right now.
I feel like we need to find out.
But now that we're on the open water, does anyone know which way we have to go?
Well, was one of was one of the people that
to clarify that real quick, right now you are in the assembly of boats. There's going to be a second showing from the Queen. So right now you're okay. You're in
Where it's like the
lull.
people who qualified.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like we need to figure out the rest of this crew, because you got, was it the people that you procured here? What did they do?
Yeah, the two Andrews. We have a navigator and a deckhand. So one of them will help us.
They both look
I
12.
mean,
But let me find out what the rest of these people do on this big boat that our mysterious benefactor.
And Sala, you got the.
Oh, wait. You mean to say that the mask guy didn't get this boat? He said he was going to get a boat.
No. And
I
when
thought
we got
this was
here,
the
he
boat
said
that
he
he got.
couldn't get a boat. He said he couldn't get a boat.
Huh.
Yeah, he failed his task.
The masked man. Yes.
Did we steal this boat?
He said that there was a note that said it was from our benefactor. So I'm gonna say no until I'm told otherwise. Yeah.
I was just concerned.
So
I thought
real
we
quick,
stole this boat.
what was your name? This is the only one I didn't get. This is Mina. This is Heath. Who are you?
I'm Akama.
Akama. You have pretty eyes, Akama, and I'm gonna go and like I need to find out who these crew people are and what they do, what their jobs are, what they know.
Captain Mina, I found this box, and the note says open it.
Oh God.
all right, thank you, young Andrew. Where did you find this box?
I have to assume it's in the quarters for the five of you all, because we went under the deck, and then there was a room, and there were 5 beds, and it's not the crew's. So I figured it was yours, but since there was a thing in it, I was like, well, that shouldn't be here if that's not theirs, because it couldn't be theirs. Because anyway, I found it there.
All right,
Five.
yes, sir. No need to get wordy. I'm gonna have you open this box for us.
Oh my God.
Okay. Sure.
What a turn.
Andrew, can you open this?
He delegated it.
The deckhand Andrew goes, oh yeah, I can open it, sure.
Oh.
And
dear.
comes over and he clicks the box and he opens it. And this begins to play.
Hello, Free Agent Team B. It is your benefactor. You might be asking yourselves why I invested in such a long shot like your team. But I'm afraid for now, you'll be left to wonder. What I can tell you is that, from this point forward, we can be very useful to one another. Let me first ease your minds. I do not seek the wish. I have no use for it. What I do have use for is influence in this tournament. Like all things in the Golden City, our deal is transactional, nothing more. And with my financial backing, I could pave your way to victory with streets as golden as my cities. But that is where your end of the transaction comes to play. Throughout this tournament, I will ask you to do things. requests. Some things you may agree with, some things you may not. If they get done, you'll be handsomely rewarded. If they do not, you'll earn nothing. You will not hurt my feelings if you refuse to do what I ask. You'll only hurt your chances of winning this tournament. So consider your options wisely. Oh, and if only one of you decides to do what I ask on your own, then I'm more than happy to give that person all of the gold that I was prepared to offer the group. I do not care how my requests get done. I only care that they are done. I look forward to our relationship. In the meantime, I left a care package for you all to share. Speak to you soon.
Mm,
The
Why he
hell,
look
boy.
like-
There
Why
are
he look like he
four,
only believed in only bathed in once a
four small little pouches of gold, and on the inside of the lid is written, my first request. Jump before you take your gold.
Did I hear all of this?
Yes,
'Cause
all of that, just like the box opened and you heard all of that. You saw a small little image appear in this kind of magical, like flickering portrait kind of thing. Imagine like one of those little music boxes that like opens and like a little ballerina would spin. Only in this case, it's like this little flickering art portrait of the image you saw.
Why is there only 4 and not 5 if there's 5 of us, if there's 4 or 5 of us? But whatever. Yeah, I was about to say we just about to hop in that. We just gonna hop real quick like a bunny hop, and we gonna because it's jump. He didn't specify.
So it says jump before you grab your gold.
Yeah, so we just gonna take one jump, hop
So-
in the air, and we're gonna take the gold.
There was no hesitation in the comma. He did that immediately.
Yeah,
after
no.
that
You
shit
jumped
played.
immediately.
That was
Um,
also my first thought.
Thala jumps immediately. Mina?
Yeah.
You make a valid point though, as he's coming down.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, my bad.
What would you say, Mina?
Oh, I said I'll jump.
Okay. And Heath?
Heath kind of looks around and he's like, how is he gonna... I guess he'll know. And just kind of little bunny hop jumps.
I looked at
And
him
then,
like, do you want to risk it?
As each one of you jumps, you see this little gold pouch go from like what you would imagine was maybe 20 or so gold, like at a brief like estimate, and it over doubles in size as each one of you jump. And then as you pick up your gold, you hear, good.
You make a good point, Thala.
Like, did you want to risk it? Because look, obviously, whether or not he sees, he knows. That's
meant
not.
about-
It's a little scary, but
I meant about how you said there's only 4 bags.
yeah.
There is a 5th slot. It is missing.
So does that mean he already opened it and heard all this and did it, or where's the masked man? Is he?
You'll have to find them in a minute. However, before that happens, you're kind of getting nearer the midday-ish. The sun is up in the in the sky, and then as it hits the fever pitch, a flash, and it seems as if everything is golden. The ocean waves seem golden. Everyone's skin seems golden. Well, congratulations to all that made it out of the city, of course. I will not speak long to you this time, as I do believe it is time for our queen of queens, the Queen of Gold, to say her piece before you depart into these oceanic tides. The queen seemingly steps out of nowhere, stands on nothing above all of the ships. You feel your boat, like, despite its size, like as if a great weight landed on it. And as you look to the front of your boat, all of you kind of like glance and then look back to the queen, as the Phoenix Court has mockingly decided to watch this addressment from the front of your ship. And it seems as if the weight of this group moves the ship.
But legit, who gonna stop them? We just gonna watch them watch her.
As I've said, you will travel to the city of Orvathius.
She is fabulous.
You will go there and experience fire, faith, as you experience nowhere else in this world. But there's a twist. If you are to be permitted into the lands of Orvathius, you must present to them a lump of flesh. This will come from the Stygian monsters that dwell in the deep ocean between here and there. You will find these kaiju. You will hunt them. You will slay them. You will maim them. You will break them. And you will take your pound of flesh to Orvathius. If you do not make it to Orvathius in 2 weeks' time, we will forget you, and we will move on. But there is a limit to how many people we will even allow to make it to the next stage. Half of the teams will be eliminated from here to there. So, best of luck, heroes. May the best team emerge golden. And she, like, sparkles and the sky reverts back to normal. And the boat, like, lifts back a little bit as the Phoenix Court retake to flight.
I don't suppose any of you can fish.
I mean, it's just what I do
I guess
every day of my life.
But for
I
something
guess
this
it
big,
doesn't matter if we know how to. We're gonna have to figure it out.
You don't have to figure it out, because I know how.
Okay.
That's what I do.
well, it's a good thing you're here.
I mean, I have come across kaiju before when I was sailing with Paris.
Also
They
helpful.
dumped me on the mainland.
As the party is talking, you're making way to the underbelly of the ship. as the crew kind of is like ushering you off as they begin to use the sailstone and get them mast up and like begin running like actual like seafaring operations. So the party is down in the underbelly where there's like a kind of a bar-ish like dining hall area, and that is where your fifth member awaits.
When we were coming down, what were Andrew and Andrew doing on the deck?
They keep trying to do stuff where they're like, right, so we need to take, we gotta take this line and we gotta, oh, you got it. Good, yeah,
Damn, these poor guys.
Are they coming with us? Or are they staying
no,
up top?
they're staying up top.
They're trying to
Somebody
work
need to tell
all
them,
night.
Somebody need to tell them to observe. Okay.
Listen,
think-
the Andrews are young. They'll learn. They'll learn.
I think we might need to go tell them, though, to be like understudies or something. It might just does not look comfortable. Wait, they're doing this upstairs. I'm scared. They look.
But okay.
I mean,
Wait,
I can
are we doing
tell
something
the
or we're just
Andrews.
down here because they ushered us down?
They
Yeah,
kind of
ushered out.
like, they kind of are ushered you like we're just going to start normalcy operations. Like people are going to be running it back and forth, turning, doing stuff, sails up, sails down, oars, etc. So they're like, we'll call you if you need, if we need you. But you guys, like, it also, because they're shouting over each other, they're like getting things going. So your conversation started to go from like, well, you know, I have, you know, done to, well, I mean, I have done. And so it was like, or you can just go into the underbelly of the ship where you can have a drink, grab some food, and continue the conversation.
They have other food?
It looks as if there's about 1 week's worth of rations down here.
Helpful.
And there's like a bar type situation. Is that like someone is there working it, or is it just like somewhere where you can go get a drink?
Yes, there is a bartender at the bar.
So wait, the fifth guy's down here. The fifth guy's down here, the masked man.
Yes.
Yeah. So who are
in the
you?
vicinity, because I feel like I would be like, so friend who didn't get the boat. What is your name? Or do we call you the masked man the whole time?
I go by Archangel.
Nice to meet you, Archangel.
I would like to shake this man's hand for no apparent reason.
Why did they call you that?
He happily shakes your hand.
Okay.
Why did they call you that?
It's just a name that stuck. My time in the Golden City, I try to help people, especially those that need it. And there's a lot that do. And the Golden City doesn't take well to helping others. Especially not without charge.
Hey,
I don't think you should have to pay for that kind of stuff.
That's fair.
true hero.
Yeah.
Is
Whenever
that why
people say
you
that people call
covered?
me this.
I'm sorry, one at a time?
Oh, I want to know. Is that why you keep your face hidden to avoid charge?
Yes. I, at one point, worked for, well, some of the more powerful people of the Golden City. And, well, a lot of them believe me dead. And I'd rather them think it that way.
Have I heard of this person? I feel like, because clearly they're like a Robin Hood character, but
it's
stories
hard,
or anything.
like when you arrived, like as all of you arrived in the Golden City, hearing any like sort of rumor or story that wasn't just like oh, did you hear that, like, the Phoenix Court's going to be in the tournament? Like, did you hear that the Elros is back and that the Titan Steel Paladins are here? Like everything's like about like all of this big news about like the Golden Tournament and what's going on. So any story that wasn't just like, the Golden Tournament was like, why are you talking about something else? Slap the Golden Tournament. And then on top of that, the rest of your time in the Golden Tournament was literally fighting day in and day out just to try to get a spot in the event.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right then, Mr. Angel. I don't know if I have any other questions for you at this time, because I'm over here like, all I know about you now is that you were supposed to go and get the boat and you didn't actually get a boat, and here we are. So
I'll speak candidly and say that if I win and I get the wish, I'm going to fix this city. I'm going to remove that queen from power. I'm going to help people. Now, I can't know that any of you are truly heroes. If you're here for any sort of good, or perhaps you just want to be taller, or some stupid personal wish. But I'd like to hope that, at least for the time being, we can work together. Because we're going to have to. So that's my wish if I win. Any of you?
A lot of people risk their life to become taller.
Never underestimate what someone who has anything that they want for money is going to use a wish for.
It's fair. It's fair.
But that didn't answer my question, Akama. What are you here for?
I'm here because my need me to win.
It went out.
I cut out a little bit. Can you say that again?
I was just saying, I'm here because my people need me to win.
Are they sick?
Very vague.
He looks kind of like distant when you say that, like something like that. Not sure what's wrong, but I know that a wish could help us.
Oh. For what it's worth, I don't hate the idea of helping people. Thala, what about you?
Well, my people aren't sick, but it would also be because my people needed to help my people. Now, and again, they're not sick, but I don't know. I don't know everything about everything that has to do with my people because there's only but so much I know, and they don't like to talk about it. It's almost afraid to talk about it, so a lot of them. But a lot of people in where we live they don't like us very much because of some things that they think we did. So there's only one place that's safe for us to live. We can't go back home, and if we try to leave, bad things happen. We've been attacked. It's just I'm trying to.
Mina, you, as she's speaking about this stuff, you know that before you left the ship, you like kept like there kept being like bounties and like reasons that the pirates kept wanting to go like more inner sea rather than ocean for like raids on some sort of fish people that you kept hearing about. Knowing the savagery that it was asking for, you kept being like, well, but look, we could go do this other thing. It's probably a lot easier, and that's money. And easy money's better than hard money. So, and like you would like narrowly avoid having to do any of this, but the things that she's talking about, you're like, like it connects.
But and
Paula.
so I'm trying to make it so.
It's very noble of you to protect your people when so many have tried to harm them and take from them. I know a little bit of that.
What do you mean?
The pirates that I was sailing with previously, before they dumped me on the mainland. They spoke of your people, or I believe they spoke of your people, and now seeing you confirms it. They wanted to raid and pillage, but we never actually did. So,
I heard about that. There were small pirating crews that would turn down the Queen's request for that area to be plundered. I am sorry for your people, Thala. Know that if I had any actual sway, I would have done something, but that is why I left my old life.
And I don't even think we did any of the things that they're trying to say we did, but I guess I'm trying. My wish would be kind of to make everybody forget those things, so we can try to make a home again and not have to worry about being attacked, at the very least.
Mina, what brings you to the tournament?
Well, the integrity of the natural world and the integrity of my homeland. My sole purpose is to protect the place I come from and to protect the natural order of things. And the same pirates who I sailed with, it wasn't by choice. They ravaged my island, and my one wish is to make it whole again.
Noble. And Healith? What brings you?
I lost my friend and mentor. He was killed. I think he was killed by Upsilon. He was a good teacher, and he helped other people protect themselves. So I guess my wish is to bring Ithos back from the dead, so he can continue teaching me, and he can help other people again.
I heard of Upsilon and the things that happened to Ambervale. I'm sorry that you lost someone, especially a hero. I know the Ambervalian heroes and those of Keep Kolok were great. It's good to know that... I'm sorry, good.
We tried to stop Upsilon, but last I saw Athos, he was going toe-to-toe with him alone, after he told me to get everybody else out. That's why I'm here.
It would also be common knowledge to everyone's characters that Upsilon is a newly ascended dark god, so it would be common knowledge that Upsilon lived the whatever conflict that Helith is talking about. Well, it's at least comforting to know that while only one of us is going to get the wish, I genuinely wish that we all could have it. And he's interrupted by Captain Mina. If you could come up to the top deck, please.
Young Andrew, I am not the captain of this vessel, but I will come up to the top of the deck with you.
Who's captain? I don't know. The two Andrews.
I'm the sailors that are running the ship.
She said the sailors run the ship.
As you get to the top deck, there is a boat sailing very close. It's smaller than the vessel you're on, but it's far more armed. It's definitely a pirate's vessel. It's definitely the ship you used to serve on.
Did she go by herself? Did we all go?
It's up to the party if you wanted to show up.
I followed.
Okay.
I would like to see. I don't want to just sit down here and be all alone with this other soft boy here. Two soft boys sitting together.
Atop the ship, there are these four bards, and they're like chained to the main mast, and they're just like singing a song repetitively, and like as you get up, it's like booming and trembling off the boat. The waters vibrate, even though the sails are choppy, or like the sea is choppy. And for the first time for three of you, for the second time for Mina, you look across and see this monstrosity of a person. I knew it was you. Driftwood.
He sounds like a boy.
Who is she? And he's pointing directly at Thala. Fishy, fishy. He reaches to the top of his armor plate that has these 5 main spikes. Each one's got a skull mounted to it with just coagulated blood down it. And he reaches up to one of them and starts petting a Neradari skull. Fishy, fishy. Would you say your scales are greenish blue or bluish green?
Is he for real?
Ah!
Wait, sorry.
Still
So
talking
I know
to
this
her.
person's name.
Yes, you would. It's hard to imagine it's the same person, but based on the voice, the ship, and the tendencies, you would know this individual as Brelix.
Brelix. What happened to you?
Driftwood, you remember, but I am not talking.
Of course I remember.
You fish, speak.
No, thank you.
I feel like, well, this is all going on in the back, behind them somewhere, behind
What are
something.
you
I'm stringing my
plotting back
longbow.
there?
I'm just
Right, I'm
stringing
like,
my
what are you
longbow,
plotting back
like,
there? I know.
I don't
it's
like this.
something.
Brelix reaches into a pouch and then pulls out a littler pouch and pours something into a littler pouch, grabs it, and then tosses it over to your ship. This small pouch lands at your feet, Thala.
I don't like that.
Me either.
Oh.
Huh? Open it! Open it!
I don't like this guy at all. Is he your friend?
Mina, you would know that Brelix loves keeping personal trophies and presenting personal trophies to those that would be bereaved by them.
She's over here.
Oh, Sala.
Hmm.
This. I. If you open that, it will probably be very upsetting. I don't know if you want to.
Can I like throw it back?
Sure. Do you pick it up and throw it back?
I probably don't even want to touch it. I feel like I want to like and like it's like literally not. It sounds weird. Like I don't want to touch it. I feel like it would literally be like it's gonna be in its own little like orb, and we're gonna shoot it back over. I don't want to touch it.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I'll pick it up and throw it back over for you.
Okay.
There you go. That works too.
Mina, roll. If you would like, it's optional. You may roll an investigation check with your hand to discern what is in the bag.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's probably a handful of
Investigation
scales.
12.
Damn.
Your dice don't like you today.
You're not quite sure. It is hard, whatever's in it, but that could be teeth, that could be bone fragments, that could be, coins of some sort. And you throw it back. Oh, Fishy does not like her gift.
Do I have to continue to stand here? 'Cause
And
I feel like she would walk away.
As he scratches at his face, he just rips his claws into his own flesh, and he's just flayed his cheek, and blood is streaming down his face and chest. He gestures back up to his top skull again and goes, "I miss you, Fishy. I miss you. Ah." And makes the little skull of the Neridari talk to you.
The fuck?
I think you got a little something on your face there.
And I've got a spike for your head here.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I would keep standing here. I feel like she would walk away.
Helith would kind of look around the deck to see what type of armaments and weapons are available for the people that are on the crew, because he's expecting that at some point this pirate is going to come over.
Your vessel has no primary armaments. It's built for luxury and exploration and speed. It's a hardy vessel, but not built for open combat. Their vessel, however, is very built for combat.
But is it built for speed? I am speed. Can someone, well, I guess I don't know shit about ships. I don't know if I could tell anything by looking at it.
Oh, I mean, I was on that ship. I can tell you. It is built for speed and for destruction.
But are we fat? Can we be faster than the ship? Can this ship
Probably not.
beat that ship? Okay. That was just a question. I needed to know.
Sorry, that was an answer to Mina, so she could answer. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. Unfortunately.
Mina, what if they didn't have any sails?
I think they would. They're black, I'm pretty sure.
No,
I'm saying.
what if they?
Yeah, what if they don't? Yeah, what if they don't have sails?
Lost those sails.
If they lost their sails. Okay.
One of the things you would know, Mina, is that they You know that just in your time there, they had tons of countermeasures towards just simple things like that. They had backup sails. They had ways to get the ship moving without sails, like things like that. And you know that Brelix took like a pursuit of gore and conquest very seriously, and you would have no doubt that he's only doubled up on things like that.
Yeah, I mean, once, you know, Relix targets someone, there's no escaping. He'll hunt you to the ends of the earth. And, I mean, these pirates are savages. These are the pirates that destroyed where I come from and continue to ravage. I've never seen anyone outrun them or beat them once they set their mind to utter destruction.
It's went from bad to worse somehow. What the fuck?
Are there any other ships around us?
There's
that we can
still
see?
you're still in a large convoy of ships.
Can I see who's on any of the near ships that are closest?
I mean, it's hard to tell like specifically detailed from where you are, because no other ship is as close as this ship is. But I mean, it wouldn't be too hard to flag something. Like you could garner attention. Before that, though, Brelix calls to the group of you again, going, "I'll see you all as we hunt the big fish monsters, and perhaps little fishy comes to play too. But for now, Brelix, see if anyone else is worth hunting. Goodbye, fishy. Goodbye, driftwood." And his ship begins to separate as he goes to accost someone else.
I
I
think you
guess.
should probably hunt down some body oil.
Oh.
But
I guess I unstring my bow.
Are the pirates are not they're not in the tournament, are they?
Brelix is in the tournament.
I really thought he was just gonna attack us right there.
Me too.
I'm
surprised
first
he didn't.
episode, we
We're
all
gonna
died.
need an answer to him. He's gonna be back. He's kind of a bully, from what it seems. We should think of a way to sink him.
It does seem,
I
but it
mean-
also seems like that's not a one-day type of solution. That
No, but we should keep an eye out for things. I mean, our
Yes.
boat's not really made for combat. It might be nice to get something on here that can.
improvements.
For now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Go ahead.
Oh. I was gonna say, I wonder if we do happen to run into the pirates again, what the odds are getting another one of them to talk about Brelix and potentially what could take them down.
Well,
I think we might be a little alone on that adventure.
well,
But
I mean, unless
we might find somebody. But I kind of
Akama,
figure
do
we
you-
might just have to deal with him, Blade, and Root, and Dagger.
and Arrow,
And Arrow.
but
Yeah.
Mina,
Maybe we
were you
could get
saying?
intel though.
Yeah. Saying
Just
from
intel.
his crew or from a different
Yeah.
crew?
I mean, there are still some pirates that I might be friendly with that we could get intel from, potentially, if we run into them in the future.
Every little
Hope
bit
they're still
helps.
around.
The head navigator wants to know. There are 2 ports that we can head to: Midpoint and New Ambervale. which should we head to? Anyone is allowed to give their opinion. However, Thala, as the leading leadership, you are the one who gets the final say.
I have no information about any of these places.
Well, I only really have what I heard. Also, wait a minute, hold on. Do I personally know anything about these two? Like, can I, like, aside from what I got from
other than your you've vaguely heard about the tragedy of Ambervale, some city like way south of this like area that was destroyed, and I guess there's a new Ambervale, which is why it's called New Ambervale. Like other than that, you're like, sure.
So I have no previous knowledge outside of
correct
Skim's warning. Okay. All right. So when I was trying to buy as much food as I could, I ran into someone who I've never met, but I'm pretty sure he's on the other free agent team. And according to him, he said that Midpoint is dangerous. I don't know. And that New Ambervale is going to be the safer way to go, but most people are probably going that way. Although that makes me feel like if most people are going that way, it might actually be the safer route. But I don't know this for a fact. Can we see which direction any of the other ships are going?
Right now, it is hard to tell if any of them are like splitting off, especially because this is in the decisionary process.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm over here like, where's Skim? See which way his ass is going, but okay.
I'll give a perception check to see if you can't spot out Skim. We'll call it a 11.
I mean, he was a tall son of a gun. Tall drink of
Look
water.
at that.
Look at you.
Look at me.
You're at first you're like, these are all just boats. And then on one of the boats, you see this very tall gentleman at the very front of the boat, like gesturing and pointing as he shouts to different people on his group. And this small little blue thing jumps to try to grab a line, but then scuttles up the side of it, then jumps on it to like pull the line down. And their boat is turning the direction that would lead them towards Ambervale.
Little blue thing.
Okay. Well, okay. So I can tell them this too. Yeah. So that's.
And then one other little bit is,
Yes.
Mina, in your past with sailing, while you never liked to stay in Midpoint for long, and nor did you ever do it, it was kind of a pirate's pit stop. It was something where like it was very easy to like stop at Midpoint, not have to get stamps and checks and like dock registers, could get a quick meal, and then you would leave. You've never actually stayed at Midpoint longer than like offloading things or unloading things.
All you had to say is pirates pit stop, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, go ahead.
We are in a time crunch, though, and, we are at the risk of being one of the teams that doesn't, make it there in time to continue on. So it could be an option for that reason, and I've never had a bad encounter at Midpoint, but it is a pirate pit stop. So.
And we just encountered pirates firsthand. If there's more of that there, that sounds like a bad idea to me. Now, I will say
Is
that
it
yes,
safe?
we're on a time crunch. He says, he told me all these terrible stories, but he said they're only rumors.
The only
Is
thing
it
I know.
safe?
Oh, sorry. Good.
Is it safe to say that the guy with the bad sense of self-preservation is probably gonna, right?
Sorry, you broke up a little bit. Can you go again?
Yeah.
Oh.
The guy with a bad sense of self-preservation is probably gonna go to Midpoint, right? Do we want to see him there?
I think for Thala's safety, probably not.
I only know the only thing I know of these two places is that Ambervale is where the Queen is throwing her money these days. It used to be Midpoint, but she's done a lot to defund them, a lot to take the port accesses and made trade routes from them. So those people could need help, and I don't mind the idea of helping a few people if we can along the way.
While I understand you wanting to help people, I feel like if it puts my head on a spike, it's not going to help everybody. And honestly, I thought that Skim was lying, but it looks like he's also heading towards Amberville, so maybe there was some truth to what he said.
Are there kaiju on both routes?
The kaiju lie beyond both of these routes. These would be like as an example, you have enough food for 20 meals for 20 days, but just in the five of you require something like 70 meals. So
you know what?
This is going to be the pit stop along the way to the kaiju and Orvathius.
I've had a recent influx of cash, but it might be a good idea to go to Midpoint where things will probably be cheaper.
That's a final opinion from Akama. Healith, Mina, do you have any final opinions before Thala has to make their decision?
I mean, I am concerned about Thala's safety, but perhaps between the five of us, we could stand up to Brelix if we happen to run into him at Midpoint. So I guess.
Good.
Yeah, I would say Midpoint.
Healith?
I'm more of the thought process that if we stop anywhere, we should stop somewhere that we can probably get either upgrades to the ship or somewhere that we know is going to be safe enough for us to stop and not have to worry about, that guy. And if maybe we don't make it off the point alive.
Can I put in one more word?
Absolutely last one, then Thala has to make the decision.
I think that with our position, everybody, with us being one of two free agent teams, we've already had to take risks to get here. And all these other teams are already so far ahead of us. If we don't take what risks we can to get whatever advantage we can, we're never going to catch up to them.
All right, Thala, it's all you. So, to the decision. Do you head to Midpoint or to New Ambervale?
Well, I feel like for sake of time, the best thing to do, I guess, would be to go to Midpoint, but I don't like it. But we got to get through, and we got to get there. It's because it's all a time. It's all a time game right now. And if everyone's going to Amberville, it's going to take forever to get in and out, and I don't like it. But it's a race. It's a race. The turtle's not going to win this one.
This is for our viewers and our players, not for the actual characters. As expected, my queen, every ship is on their way to Amber... Oh? No. It seems that a single vessel... Huh? Look at it. That team of scrappy... They don't have a name. What do we call them? The free agents. Not the other ones. They're heading to Ambervale, but the other ones are heading to Midpoint. Well, I'm sure we'll have to keep an eye on them, because... How bizarre. And with that, does come to an end. Session 1.
I can't help but feel like I've put us in a trap, but
Oh
it
yeah.
was
Mhm.
exactly what my character would have said.
I just
So-
know it's just a race. We gotta make it.
Couple things that we are going to cover here in our post session wrap up is one, everyone tonight is earning themselves a progress point. What's a progress point? A progress point is a way that you get to unlock new perks. So basically,
Hey.
everyone here is going to be getting a progress point. We'll go into more details after the session. Don't worry about that. On top of that, everyone has your 50 gold. So make sure that you add that to your sheets that you got that 50 gold. And because someone chose the Light of Thespis, Akama has hit a new milestone. So welcome to milestone
Wow.
3,
Oh
Akama.
my god.
On top of that, a minor cinematic epic token goes to Thala for our good water attacks and whatnot. A minor cinematic token goes to Mina. Welcome to Cinematic Epic. Thanks for bringing your
Hey.
character to life. For Healith, a minor cinematic token, finding the right ways to speak and not speak as a frail boy trying to interact in the world.
Just some soft boys.
And a minor epic token to Akama for his danger down knives and finding all those lethal blows throughout the session. So again, minor epic for Thala, minor cinematic for Mina, minor cinematic for Healith, minor epic for Akama. A reminder of what these tokens are for is they are a way to interact with the game in a little bit of a meta way. Cinematic tokens can be used to say that you run across a guard and you want to say that, the guard actually knew my father and we're actually kind of chummy. You can add in that, or if you want to use it to interact with your roles with a bit of a more narrative flair to them, you want to add oomph or value or weight to something, it's a way for a player to help control their dice. And then the epic tokens are the combat versions to make their attacks more potent, more lethal, more deadly, or to have a special flair to them. So it's a fun way for the players to interact with the moniker "You're always welcome to try," but now with pizzazz. On top of that, like I said, some progress points, a milestone to Akama, 50 gold to all the players, and our next session, the party is heading to the port of Midpoint. What lies there? Only time will tell. If you want to know, it is April 30th that you will be checking out that content. Until we see you then, thank you so much for watching, whether you watched live or you watched after we had already aired. We appreciate you all the same. And until we see you again, bye. Have a beautiful time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Fishy person talks.
Bye-bye.
Fishy. Look, it's the fishy.
Oh my god.
Ah.
That character was
Oh
Adam.
my god.
That's what Adam really looks like.
In real life.